let me guess. You've looked at homes on the Halifax Peninsula, you've seen the price of these homes, you laughed a little, you closed the tabs on your computer, and you said, yeah, that's just not happening. Honestly, I don't blame you at all. Because on the surface, the peninsula, it looks completely out of reach. Unless you're maybe someone who bought your home 20 years ago, or you just won the lottery. And also, if you did win the lottery, I could certainly help you find an amazing home with a dock big enough for your future yacht. But anyway, here's the truth that most people never hear when talking about the Halifax Peninsula. It isn't unaffordable. People are just buying it the wrong way. Now, I'm going to show you exactly how buyers are still making peninsula living work without overpaying, without stretching themselves too thin, and without waking up 6 months later just wondering what kind of mess and stress that they've managed to get themselves into. If you're thinking about buying a home in Halifax or anywhere at all in Nova Scotia, and especially if you're a first-time home buyer or someone wanting to upsize your home, this video is for you, and it's gonna save you a lot of time and probably some frustration along the way. I'm Logan Tomczyk, your real-life realtor here in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and I help people make smart, realistic decisions in this 2026 market. Not hype-driven ones, not panic purchases, and not ones that people will regret later on. And if at any point you want more information about what to expect when it comes to making your next move, you should download my free home buyer's guide. I use this guide with all of my clients. It's linked in the description of this video. Go check it out now and let me know what you think in the comments. Let's talk about why the Halifax Peninsula feels so impossible even in the first place, just to begin with. Most buyers treat it like one singular market, one giant price bracket. Either you can afford it or you can't. Good luck. That's the first mistake, because the peninsula is actually 3 very different markets all sitting right next to each other. We're gonna dive in first to the south end. This is what most people picture when they think Halifax Peninsula. It's close to the universities, close to the hospitals, close to downtown, and it's a zone for a little high school. It's prestigious, it's convenient, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's where homes get expensive. In the south end, you're paying for a location first and the house second. You're almost always giving up square footage of your home, yard space, and sometimes even parking just to be in the area. And that's the trade-off, and you need to be fine making those types of decisions going into the home buying process here. I can always get a cheaper watch at a box of a cereal, or I can go to the Apple store and get a watch for $1,000 more. They're both gonna tell me the time, but one of them's gonna give me more things to fit my vibrant downtown lifestyle, and the other one will give me a box of delicious cereal for breakfast. I know what those trade-offs are, and I can make my decision accordingly for the watch I'm looking for, similarly to the trade-offs that you need to know going into buying in the south end. Now, if we talk about the north end, this is the lifestyle zone. You have cafes, breweries, character homes, culture, energy. It's vibrant and it's in demand, and prices have quickly climbed because of that. Now, you're not just buying a house, you're buying into a vibe and a feel of a neighborhood. The north end can make sense for a lot of buyers, but it's no longer the hidden deal that people think it is. Homes here are in high demand now, and everyone has the north end on their radar whenever they're moving to Halifax. Third area that we're talking about on the peninsula is the west end. This is where most buyers tend to be surprised a little bit. The west end of Halifax is still on the peninsula. You're still close to everything, but you often get a better balance of price, condition, and lot size. It's quieter, it's overlooked, and because it's not that trendy right now in the same way that the south end or the north end are, buyers skip past it without realizing how much value they're actually leaving on the table here. Now, For a lot of first-time buyers and move-up buyers who want walkability without financial stress, the West End is where the conversation shouldn't be pushed onto. It's where the conversation should start. Now, let's talk something even more important than pricing. It's age. Most peninsula homes are old, and that's not a bad thing. Halifax has some incredible character homes, but age comes with responsibility. When it comes to wiring, plumbing, insulation, foundations, oil tanks, and even home energy efficiency, these issues need to really be looked at, and the ownership costs need to be taken into consideration when you're buying in the peninsula when it comes to these older homes. And this tends to be where buyers get burnt. They see a lower purchase price and they think that they found a deal, but 6 months later they're staring at a 5-figure repair that they didn't plan for or didn't account for. And again, that doesn't mean you shouldn't buy older homes. It means you need to buy, not just with your eyes open to see problems and issues, but with your ears open as well to listen to professionals when discussing the potential issues with your future home. This is why inspections matter so much on the Halifax Peninsula in any of the 3 areas that you move to. And conditions are very important to make sure that we are protecting you with your next move. Now, this brings me to a couple I worked with for a privacy's sake. Let's just call them the Smiths. They were looking for a bigger home for their family. They had solid income, good savings. They were ready to buy. And they were absolutely convinced that they needed to be in the south end part of Halifax. They loved the idea of walking to work. They loved the prestige that came along with the south end. They loved the identity of living there. They were also very familiar with the area, and they just simply needed a bigger space, not necessarily a different community. We were losing bidding war after bidding war. Every time we got close, the prices just pushed a little bit higher. Every time we made adjustments or we upgraded our offer, something always came up, and it was something out of our control. When it came to bidding wars, I can't control what other people are doing, but we still give the best advice moving forward to make the best decision. And we eventually went a little bit to the West End, where we got an accepted offer. And we did our home inspection, and I won't share the issue that came up, but we needed to take a little bit of a deeper look into it. And we thought that we came to a bump in the road here where we were exhausted, we were frustrated, and finding an issue on our inspection report was something we were prepared for, but might not just have wanted to deal with. I don't think anyone wants to deal with problems. But before we canceled anything, we sat down with our inspector. We talked with them. We learned what the real issue of this problem was, and ultimately we asked what mattered with my client's day-to-day life. And if this issue that we found was easily solved, would they still want to move into this home, or would they like to wait and start this whole process and search again at a later time? Their answer, it was simple. They said, if we knew this wasn't a serious issue, we would be ecstatic to move into this home. And again, like I said, we spoke with the inspector. The Smiths hesitated at first, not because the house wasn't right, but because we just didn't know how serious this issue truly was. Ultimately, they bought the house. And this scary issue that we read about in our inspection report was really less than $100 to fix. They saw an issue, they listened to the inspector, and they made the right decision for their family, all with expert guidance and confidence to move forward and just take a little time to step back a bit, listen to the inspectors. And guess what? They still live in that house and they love every second of it. They are able to walk everywhere, they have a small backyard, and they stayed financially comfortable. And they made the right move by listening and being well informed about everything in our control. Not to mention, they asked the right questions to get the answers that they needed to confidently move forward with the home. That's the real lesson of the Halifax Peninsula. You don't win here by stretching harder. You win by getting clarity and being clear with not just your offer, but also with your conditions to help protect you best. Now, if you want my full buyer's guide, where I break down every step of the process so you can make your next move with confidence, check out the description of this video or leave a comment. And if you want to thoroughly talk about your situation a little bit more in depth, I'm always happy to grab a coffee with you and map out a plan that works for you and your lifestyle. A link to my Google Calendar is also in the description of this video. I'm Logan Tomczyk, your real life realtor, and I want to make your realty dreams happen.